guys, how's it going? My name is Pratham and you are watching my channel Pratham17 YouTube. And today's video is about Starship. And it's going to be a two-part video, so stay updated for the next one. For now, let's begin. The SpaceX Starship system is a proposed fully reusable two-stage to-orbit super heavy lift launch vehicle under development by SpaceX. The system is composed of a booster stage and named Super Heavy and a second stage also referred as the Starship. The second stage is being designed as a long duration cargo and eventually passenger carrying spacecraft. The spacecraft will serve as both the second stage and the in-space long duration orbital spacecraft. The engine development started in 2012 and Starship development began in 2016 as a self-funding private spaceflight project. Testing of second stage spacecraft begins in 2019 as a part of an extensive development program to prove out launch and landing and iterate on a variety of designs, particularly with respect to the vehicle's atmospheric re-entry. Integrated system testing of a proof of concept for the second stage begins in March 2019 with a prototype nicknamed Starhopper, which made low altitude, low velocity flight testing of vertical launching and landings. This was followed by two additional full-size tank prototypes versions SN5 and SN6, which also made low-altitude test flights in August and September 2020. On 9 December 2020, Starship prototype SN8 performed the first high-altitude test flight demonstrating most of the atmospheric re-entry maneuvers and test of deemed a success, although a hard landing caused the explosion of prototype. More prototype Starships have been built and more are under construction as the integrated design goes through several integrated all test articles at 9 meters 30 feet diameter stainless steel hull. In June 2019, SpaceX indicated they could potentially launch commercial payloads using Starship as early as 2021. In April 2020, NASA selected a modified crew-rated Starship system as one of the three potential lunar landing systems design concepts to receive funding for a 10-month-long initial design phase for NASA's Artemis mission. We'll talk about the lunar Starship in the part 2 of SpaceX Starship video. The launch vehicle was initially mentioned in public discussions by SpaceX CEO Elon Musk in 2012 as a part of description of the company's overall mass system architecture, then known as Mass Colony Transporter (MTS). By August 2014, media sources speculated that the initial flight test of the Raptor-designed Super Heavy launch vehicle could occur as early as 2020 in order to fully test the engines under orbital spaceflight conditions. However, any colonization effort was then reported to continue to deep into the future. In mid of September 2016, Musk noted that the Mars Colonial Transporter name could not continue as the system would not be able to go well beyond Mars, and then the new name would be needed. The name selected was Interplanetary Transport System or ITS. In 2017 September, at the 68th annual meeting of the International Aeronautics Congress, SpaceX unveiled an updated vehicle design. In 2018 September, Musk showed another redesigned concept for the second stage and the Starship, with 3 rear fins and 2 front canard fins added for the atmospheric re-entry, replacing the previous delta wings and split flips showing a year earlier. He also announced a planned 2023 lunar mission, a private spacecraft flight called Dear Moon Project. The two major parts of the vehicle were given descriptive names in November 2018. Starship for the upper stage, Super Heavy for the booster stage, which Musk pointed out was needed to escape Earth's deep gravity well, not needed for other planets or moons. In January 2019, Musk announced that the Starship would no longer be constructed out of carbon fiber and that stainless steel will be used instead, citing several reasons including cost, strength, and ease of production. Later in May, the Starship design changed back to just 6 Raptor engines, with 3 optimal for sea level and 3 optimized for vacuum. Later that month, an initial test article Starhopper was being finished and unthreaded flight test at the SpaceX South Texas launch site, while 2 orbital prototypes without aerodynamic construction surfaces were under construction, one in South Texas and one on Florida Space Coast. The following month, SpaceX publicly announced that discussions had begun for 3 telecommunication companies for using Starship rather than Falcon 9 for launching commercial satellites for paying customers in 2021. No specific companies or launch contracts were announced at that time. Starhopper made its initial flight test in July 2019, a hop of around 20 meters altitude, and the second and final hop in August 2019, reaching an altitude of 150 meters and landing around 100 meters from the launch pad. While Starship program had a small development team for several years, a long development and build team since late 2018, Musk declared in June 2020 that Starship was by then the top SpaceX priority except for anything related to reducing Crew Dragon return risk for the upcoming Crew Dragon Primo 2 flight as on September 2020. In September 2020, Musk clarified that SpaceX intended to inclusively fly cargo mission transport initially and that passenger flight would come much later. On December 9, 2020, Starship SN8 flew a largely successful 12.5 kilometer launch test, which included the first 3 engines flight test and the first test of body flips during its novel belly flop descent and the first test of the flip maneuver landing burns at the end of the free fall phase. Full critation needed. However, the full header tank pressure was low during the landing burn, leading to a high touchdown velocity which destroyed SN8. On February 2, 2020, SN9 attempted a 10-kilometer flight, but once again exploded on landing after one of the Raptor engines failed to ignite. So that is it for today, guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, 10 likes for a new one or the next part of the Starship series. So that is it for today, guys. Subscribe to my channel and also like this video. 10 likes for the next part of Starship or another video which you like. Turn on the notification bell to stay updated for these videos, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at prathamarvel7yt. Until the next video, stay tuned.